Hello everyone. I don't know if anyone is going to come on live now or not, but I'm driving home from Pigeon Forge. Hello Renee. Hello Linda. I am being safe. I am out of the madness, as I would like to say. As I was driving through Virginia, I will say that it was a little bit crazy. So it was a little bit windy, and by a little bit windy, it was a lot of it windy. Hello Tracy. A lot of it windy, and it was kind of a little crazy. So now I am in the, what I would say, safety zone now, which is the out of the craziness. I'm in West Virginia now, so I have about 3 hours left according to my watch. I should be home around 4:19. So I wanted to come on and say hello because I was inspired by Miss Melody Lane, who brings everyone along for the ride. So I thought I'd pop on for a couple of minutes and say hello to everyone. So I am hoping that no one gets seasick in the car, as you are my passenger with me. I wanted to go live when we were by the mountains, but the weather was kind of crazy, and like I said, going through the Virginia area, it was really stormy and really windy. Now luckily I was going through the back end of Virginia, so I am not driving a golf cart, I am driving an SUV. I am not driving a golf cart. But what is very strange is this route that I'm on right now. It's like a highway, but it's not a highway because there's a whole bunch of different like lights, and I don't know. It's very strange, but I am in West Virginia now. So I started obviously in Tennessee, and then I went through Virginia, and then I went through West Virginia. Hello, Belinda. So I wanted to come on because obviously I missed you guys terribly, and I have been running around like a crazy man, excuse me, at the, I didn't know she had a bathroom story. I don't know what the bathroom story is. But it was an amazing event. I really encourage you guys to take a look at the actual, different information and stuff that, yes, you cannot sanitize a fish. That is a very, did she tell you guys the entire story? Did she tell you guys the entire story? If she didn't tell you the entire story, what happened was, we were all sitting around at the table, and it was really nice dinner. It was myself and May's entire staff, and we went to the Mellow Mushroom. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of that, but it's an awesome pizza place in Pigeon Forge, and we were at this restaurant, and somehow we got on the topic of Turkish baths. Brenda was talking about she had gone to a Turkish bath and it was awesome and she loved it. Not everyone, no, just me, just me, the vegetarian. But we were hanging out and we were talking about somehow Turkish baths. Brenda went to this Turkish bath when she was in, I guess, Turkey or Sweden or something. And we were talking about those pedicures that you can get where the tiny little fish, and you guys have probably seen these before, but did you see have you ever seen where like you can get the pedicure with the tiny little fish and they like eat away at the dead skin, I guess, on your feet? Well, somehow we got on that topic. I think that May brought it up. Like, I think May said, has anyone ever had one of those done? Or someone at the table. There was like 16 of us at the table. Any restaurant that we went to, we weren't all able to sit together. So they were talking about, this treatment that you can get essentially. And I was saying, so I don't understand how or why like you would do that. And you know, no offense to anyone that goes and gets these treatments done, but we were talking about how like the fish don't take breaks, obviously, and they're not taking, you know, fish out and putting other fish in. It's like, I mean, it's the same fish all the time, and you know, it's the same fish that are day after day after day. And I don't know how, hello Gyps, I don't know how this phrase came out of my mouth, but it was the first thing that came to my mind, and it was, well, you know, you can't sanitize a fish. And it was, I don't know, but like the entire table like completely lost it, because I mean, it just was the first thing that came to my head. I was like, well, you can't sanitize a fish, which you can't. So if you are, you know, if you are, you can't. I mean, you know what I mean? You can't sanitize a fish. So what, like, I don't know. It was just, I mean, everybody's, and I didn't think it was that funny. I just was making a point. I was like, you can't sanitize a fish. So I don't know. It was, we had a lot of fun. I mean, we had so much fun. I am ready to come home though. I do have some top secret new releases to discuss with you guys on Monday, which is tomorrow. Our 2 brand new fall stamps are in, and I can't wait to share them with you because I think you guys are really gonna love them. I was gonna go live tonight, but I was like, I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna, you know, come on here and chat with everyone so that we can, you know, have a moment to chat. Oh, there's a Dollar Tree up there. Have a moment to chat and, you know, hang out and talk a little bit. So I'm on my way home, D. Oh, hi, May. I miss you so much. I was just telling them about not being able to sanitize a fish because Melody already told the story on her live. Yeah, oh, the stamp of the month. We are going to be talking about the stamp of the month. We'll be working with the stamp of the month. You sure can't, May. We're going to be talking about the stamp of the month. We're going to be talking about how to do different swatching with it. Oh my goodness, we had the time of our lives. Like literally, when I tell you that we had so much fun. And I mean, it shouldn't have been legal how much fun we had. But it's just so nice for all of us to get together. Well, I was originally supposed to stay till today, Trudy, but I was getting a little bit nervous because, you know, I was watching the news in my hotel room, and they were basically saying like the world was going to end with this hurricane, and I needed to, like, I needed to go through the, oh, I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you about what May and us at the Christmas store. So, but anyway, I was going to leave yesterday because I was getting nervous because I was driving through Virginia, and basically all of these billboards were saying, turn back now, you know, there's going to be terrible driving through here and blah, 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 blah. So I was like, uh-oh, you know, if anything, I don't want to miss, obviously, any of my classes or anything, but if I have to go, I mean, I guess I would have to miss the meet and greet, which obviously would not be great either. So I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do? So luckily, I figured out yesterday, or on Friday, I was looking at the weather and reading all the information, and it was, I mean, I don't know, everything was fine. I mean, everything was fine, and I was like, I'm staying. We already have, you know, the hotel room, and I'm just staying. I want to stay. So I said, you know, it can't be that bad. They're saying it's not bad. So I stayed for the time that I was supposed to be there. But so yesterday night we were carrying on, and we decided that we were going to go to this Christmas shop. And first of all, this Christmas shop, y'all, it was, I can't even begin to explain to you the massiveness of this incredible Christmas store. And we all went in, and I mean, it's a dream come true to go to any Christmas store with Miss May because she is the queen of Christmas crafting. So we all go to the store, and first of all, this store, I would have taken video in the store, but we weren't allowed. You weren't even allowed to take pictures. Like, so this woman, me and Jamie, who is May's inventory specialist, we were thick as thieves this entire trip. But regardless, her and I went back in, and this woman was getting yelled at because she was taking pictures, because they don't want you to take, I don't think they want you to like take their ideas. I don't know. It's strange. I mean, the whole situation was strange. Like May wanted this little white squirrel and it was on a Christmas tree and they didn't have any left and they wouldn't let her have this little white squirrel because I don't know. It was, regardless, it was an amazing, amazing experience. And we were walking around the store and we decided that we were going to, hello, Amanda. We were going to go to the fudge store. Now, you guys, this fudge store, they had this pumpkin fudge, and it literally tastes better than pumpkin pie. I don't know how you can make something that tastes like pumpkin pie taste better than pumpkin pie, but it tastes better than pumpkin pie. But regardless, May's mother comes in and Brenda comes in, who also works with May, and they had this poor woman behind the fudge counter all twisted 3 ways past Tuesday. They wanted this fudge, and then they wanted that fudge, and then they wanted this fudge, and then they couldn't figure out which one needed weighed, and then so May eventually put them in timeout. So both of them had to go in timeout. They both right in timeout, and then they were allowed to come up in single file to make their purchases for their fudge. I mean, it was hilarious. But so after the fudge fiasco, as we'll call it, we decided to go to one last little store. So there was one last little store, and I think it was called, and May might remember, I don't really remember, I think it was called like Christmas Home or something. And we walk into this store, and first of all, y'all, this store, it was one of the most incredibly gorgeous. I mean, they had this setup, this like dining room setup with this mantle and these, the most stunning Christmas decor. So me and May's mom, who I call Mima, and I don't know if that's what everybody calls her, but I'm going to call her Mima because that's just what she reminds me of as Mima, so I'm calling her Mima. I don't know if that's what everybody else calls her, and I'm sure she won't mind. But so me and Mima were by ourselves in this little store. Everyone had gone out because I think everyone was waiting for actually Melody to get there. And myself and Mima are in this gorgeous little holiday hut, because it was actually the smallest store, I think. Well, I don't know. They're all different, kind of the same sizes. So we're in this store, and we were searching for this woman the entire time because they had, and I'll have to post pictures because I did take some illegal pictures in the store because me and May wanted to make everything. But they had like these arrangements, like you could purchase like wreaths, and you could purchase like all of this stuff that was already pre-made. Oh my goodness, look at this bridge, guys. These like wreaths, and you could get like floral arrangements and all this stuff, and you could get it with like, it would have a tag on it and it would say the person's name that had created it. So the person that created it, there was this one woman, and her name was Ketty, I think was her name, Kety. So we were just enamored with the stunning pieces that this Ketty woman had put together. So it was me and Mima all by ourselves in this place, and we're carrying on to the one cashier that we're like, where is Ketty? Her stuff is gorgeous. We keep seeing all of her stuff and it's stunning. It's incredible. So lo and behold, out of nowhere, Ketty appears from behind like this station where she's creating stuff, and she's like, I'm Ketty. You would have thought that me and Mima had seen like Whitney Houston had walked in. Like we literally ran to her. I don't think we could hug her fast enough. We were like, you are just amazing. You are incredible. The stuff you're doing is awesome. It's just absolutely out of this world. Going on and on and on and on. This poor woman had no idea what she was getting herself into, because we're literally running around telling her how amazing she is. So then, behind the counter, and if you guys don't already follow May, you need to follow her. She does she does a lot of snowmen. She loves snowmen, and I've been watching her obviously since I think as long as I can remember, and I can always remember her talking about snowmen. So me and Mima are standing at the now floral checkout area where this poor woman, Ketty, is creating her stuff, and I see this snowman head, and I'm sure that she's May made it on YouTube. So she, and if she comments again, I don't know if she's still on here, you can click her name and go to her thing. So we're standing there, and now Ketty is like at this point fixing to get back to work. She's like, all right, I have to get back to work. These two crazy people are running around in here and trying to, you know, they're causing a ruckus. So she's getting back to work, and I see this snowman head that literally this poor woman is getting ready to put into a wreath. Like literally she's like in the midst of grabbing it and putting it into this wreath. So I look at Mima, and I don't know, what does everybody call your mom, May? I don't know why I want to call her Mima. I don't know what everybody else calls her. So we are standing there, and literally myself and Mima gasped, almost to the point where we kind of scared Ketty and said, okay, Mama. Okay, I'm gonna call her, is it, no, Mama? I don't know. I'm calling her Mima. I hope she doesn't get mad at me. So we see this head behind the, and literally I say to Ketty, who is now obviously our best friend, I say, I'm gonna need that snowman head. And she goes, oh, well, you know, normally we can't, you know, when we're getting ready to put it into a piece, we can't really do anything with it. You know, we have to, and like literally me and Mima had to look like we were like the saddest puppies on this side of the Mason-Dixon line. Literally, she looked at us and she goes, all right, I'll transfer it out for you. So I could not purchase that snowman head fast enough to get for May. I was so excited, and when you guys see it, and if you're familiar with, you know, May's decor and how she, you know, how she decorates and things for the holidays, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, that was made for May. So I could not wait. And like, it was almost like, you know, when you find something real good, or you find a really, really good gift, and oh yeah, she named him Christopher, and you can't get that gift bought or wrapped up fast enough because you're afraid somehow, even though the person has it in their hand to wrap it up for you, someone else is going to swoop in and get it. It's just this crazy feeling of when you found the best thing ever. So I ended up getting the snowman, and I went rushing outside, and I was like, maybe I got you a gift, and she looked at me like I was crazy. She was like, you did what? And I showed her, and oh my goodness, it was so, I can't wait until you guys see this snowman head. It's like, it's hard to explain because it's literally the size of like a human head, but it's the snow on it is sparkly. Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. And he has a little top hat, and he has a ribbon around his neck. I mean, I could not have been more excited, you guys. And so yeah, so the trip was great. We had so much fun. It was, I mean, we just, it's the thing that's so great about my YouTube friends is, and I say this all the time, it's nice to be away from the camera. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, it's nice to just be able to sit and talk and just, you know, be friends, because we don't get that a lot. We don't get to be just friends a lot, and we don't get to just hang out, and it's, you know, it's just, we just had so much fun. And me and May both looked at each other while we were in that Christmas store, and we both said to each other, I cannot believe that I am with you right now in Tennessee in a Christmas store. In a Christmas store. Like, in a Christmas store. Like, how does like these, our paths cross like this? Yeah, no cameras, no nothing, just being great friends. And now, you guys, May's mother is a hoot and a holler, and if you ever get a chance to meet her, you are blessed beyond recognition. She is, oh yes, I forgot to tell them, May. So we're walking through the Halloween store, and they had a whole giant Jim Shore section. So we were in the Jim Shore section, and May's mom, May's mom, whatever, I'm figuring out what I'm gonna call her. I like Mima though. So we're in, and she wanted to see the Jim Shore stuff, so I go over and I find, and now most of you guys, if you've watched me for quite some time, know how much I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. I've always loved The Nightmare Before Christmas. I love Halloween. I love all things spooky, kooky, and batty. And so I go over to the Jim Shore section, and literally there is a Nightmare Before Christmas Jim Shore section. So if you guys are familiar with Nightmare Before Christmas, I got it, and I'm sure you can find it online, but it is the bathtub with lock, shock, and barrel, which are the 3 little trick-or-treaters from Nightmare Before Christmas. And I walk over, and I tell everyone in the crowd, I said, I'm the only one that would be able to find, would probably call her Mame. Oh, that's funny, Mame. So I said to everyone, I said, I'm the only person in the country that could come into this beautifully elegant Christmas store and find a Nightmare Before Christmas figurine. So I bought it. And then we're going through, now this place, I mean, it had to have been, I don't even know, thousands and thousands and thousands of square feet. So we're going through this place, and as we're walking through, all of a sudden I hear like gasps from everyone, like literally everyone in our crowd, and they could not get over to me fast enough to tell me that there was a Halloween section. And not only was there a Halloween section, there was a pretty substantial corner of the store that was all Halloween. It was like Halloween villages and Halloween lanterns and Halloween ribbon. And Rob, if you're watching, I did not buy the Halloween ribbon, so don't yell at me. I'm not bringing it home and hiding it. I did not buy it. I know I have plenty of Halloween ribbon. I think it's called the Christmas Place or the Great, oh wait, I'll tell you. I have the cup right here. It's called the Incredible Christmas Place. Because you know we all had to get ourselves a beverage. So we got ourselves a beverage, and you get a souvenir cup with your beverage. But yeah, if you Google it, I'm sure you can see it online. It's called the Greatest Christmas Place or something. But yeah, it was incredible. It was literally incredible. It was so awesome. Okay, I love you to pieces, baby. I hope are you going to Paula's store? Are you going to Paula's store? You'll have to tell me if there's anything good there. It's in Pigeon Forge. And when I tell you guys this place is massive, oh, I should have taken pictures of the outside. It's okay. There's the thing that was so weird is like, and I don't think May and I even got a photo, because it's not like we weren't thinking about that. Does that make sense? Like, we live our lives so much on and in this world that we don't think about that when we're together. I don't know if that will make sense to you guys. But we had, oh my goodness, so much fun in that Christmas store. Like, literally, we were carrying on, and we were hooting and hollering, and we were just either walking stores now. Oh, she's talking to someone at the moment. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda's with May, so she's filling me in. Good. So yeah, so we had so much fun. And again, I'm gonna do a full recap and post some pictures of the meet and greet and post some pictures of the classes. And how was the Titanic Museum? Linda, I'm so glad you asked. It was everything and a bag of potato chips. It was so incredible. If you guys ever have a chance, and first of all, if you ever had a chance to come to Pigeon Forge, get yourself to Pigeon Forge, because I'll tell you right now, Pigeon Forge, it's like literally, I don't even know how to explain to you. Like, if you haven't been to Pigeon Forge, it's hard to explain Pigeon Forge, but I pulled up, and it was literally like an adult Disney World. Now, they do have a lot of kids stuff, and oh yeah, I definitely have to go to Dollywood. They have a lot of like kids themed stuff, but it was, I pulled up, and they had, and Amanda will appreciate this because we were talking about this, they had an gorilla, like King Kong, on top of this building. And I'm pulling up, and all in one eye shot, I see the Titanic and King Kong up on a building. I'm like, where does May have me? I'm like, what? I'm looking around. I see literally the Titanic's on my right, and there's a monkey on a skyscraper on my left. And I said, this is my kind of place. So I went to the Titanic Museum early. I didn't have a chance to go to the Haunted House Belinda, but I am fixing to come back and do I want to do a little trip here because it's not super far from me. It's literally about 7 hours away. So it's not, not a bad trip, but I mean, the Titanic Museum, it was just awe-inspiring. It was literally awe-inspiring. Like, it was... So first of all, you walk into the ship. So let's start there. Literally, you walk into a replica of the Titanic, and the people are all dressed ship. They're so knowledgeable. I may or may not have got myself twisted up in the gift shop. I definitely got myself twisted up in the gift shop. But my friend Mandy, who works with me at the haunted house, I don't know if she ever watches my videos or not, but her son's obsessed with the Titanic now, so I got him a little gift, a little pin, like a little white Star Line pin. I got myself a hoodie. I got, they had different classes of mugs, which I thought was really cool. So you could get like a third class drinking mug, you could get a first class drinking mug, and you could get a second class drinking mug. Now, let me tell you, the prices for these mugs were priced accordingly to the class in which you were in. Because I got myself the third class mug because I was not paying, I think it was like $65 for the tea and saucer set for the first class. And I was like, Christopher Allen, what are you gonna do with this little saucer? I was never gonna drink coffee out of it. I mean, it literally was this little dainty teacup and the saucer. Now, don't get it wrong. It was gorgeous. I mean, it was absolutely stunning. It was an exact replica, but the third class cup was $11.99. And I actually kind of liked the third class cup a little bit better. It was, you know, it was simpler, and it was, you know, I don't know, it was bigger than the first class cup. I don't know. I'll show you guys sometime when I go live. But I, you know, got those souvenirs, and it was just, it's a very incredible experience. And again, you get a little card when you walk in with the passenger's name. And when you get the passenger's name, as soon as you, hello Dawn, as soon as you go through the entire thing, they tell you, I should have taken pictures of it. See, I wasn't thinking about that. And that's what's so weird. Like, I was experiencing everything, if that makes sense. Like, I never thought to take a picture. Now, I did take some pictures inside of the museum because they have the largest Lego Titanic in the world, and that was the only place, because you weren't allowed to take a single picture in the Titanic exhibit. They literally said that if they saw you taking pictures on the camera, that you would get ejected from the museum. And the reason because of that, well, what the tour guide told us when we first walked in was a lot of the stuff that's in this Titanic exhibit are literally personal artifacts from people. So when you're touring through the exhibits, there's these little plaques that have everyone's name on them, that like whose collection it's from. And a lot of these folks were actually family members or descendants of the people that were on the Titanic. So if you can imagine, you know, they had, for instance, they had a life vest, and it said very, you know, explicitly that this life vest was pulled off of someone that had passed away. And it was donated to the museum, or at least curated in the museum for a period of time by that family member's descendant. So obviously, and out of respect for the deceased, you wouldn't, it probably does, but out of, you know, respect for the deceased, you wouldn't want to take pictures of, you know, someone's, you know, I don't know. It's just, I got it. You know what I mean? I understood that, you know, it was someone's great-grandma's or great-great-grandma's, you know, life vest, or, you know, they had, first of all, they had dresses, these gorgeous dresses, gowns from the, I don't know, they just, I mean, the stuff they had was just out of this world, sensationally gorgeous. And the best part of it, the absolute best part of it, was the grand staircase. So they have an exact replica, and again, I was trying to take a picture of this, but I was not trying to get myself ejected because it was only halfway through the museum. The grand staircase is an exact scale replica of what the grand staircase was. And if any of you have ever seen the Titanic movie, which I'm sure most of you have, because I think like everyone and their cousin has seen the Titanic movie, it was incredible. Like, literally just to walk in the grand staircase was breathtaking. I mean, it was incredible, because it was like, there's that one shot in the movie, and again, if you guys have seen the Titanic movie, if you haven't, I suggest watching it, and it's phenomenal. But there's that one, I did not go to that exhibit because it was a very short exhibit, Trudy. But there's this one shot in the grand staircase where it's like, and I don't want to give anything away, but there's this one shot where like the camera pans and goes up the grand staircase. And it was so weird because I had seen that movie so many times that like as I was walking up the grand staircase, I literally like felt the movie, if that makes sense. I know that sounds crazy, but like as I was walking up the grand staircase, I was like, oh my goodness, I feel like I've done this before because of how many times, look at those big mountains in front of us. I was like, I feel like I've done this before, but obviously I haven't. I've just seen the movie so many times that I felt like I had done it before, but it was so cool. It was, I did it because it wasn't emotional to the point of the movie, but I did get a little bit emotional at the end because they have this big, beautiful, like in memorandum of the people that did pass away, as well as it was, you know, they had a lot of stuff where they were like you could see like, I don't know, it was very, very, very interesting. And the one tour guide was so incredible. I mean, he was out of this world. He was talking to us about, I guess, when the White Star Line, there was, I guess, a reporter or someone, like there were all of these incredible photographs, because I guess there was only one person on the entire boat, one person on the, well, you need to watch it, Nadine, one person on the entire boat that had a camera, or that the camera survived, or something. It was something about a camera. And the camera, absolutely, Trudy, the camera, there were these gorgeous photographs. It was this giant room of just the photographs from this man, and he wouldn't sell the photographs. He was just showing the photographs, and apparently he didn't want, White Star Line told him not to mention the sinking of the Titanic when he was showing his photos, as if no one would remember that the Titanic had sank. It was, I mean, I don't know, it was very, very, very interesting. And then, of course, sorry, I had to take a sip of my coffee. There's this, you walk out, like, there's this point when you walk in, and it's like, basically, you're in the cabin or the steering area of the ship, and then you walk out the door, and when you walk out the door, it's set to the same temperature that it was that night. So, I mean, it was like, you walk out of that cabin, and literally, it was freezing. I mean, it was freezing. It was close to our birthday. It was absolutely freezing. And then they have, the iceberg is in there, so it's like a scale replica of the top of the iceberg. And then there's water, and you can dip your hand in the water, and it's the exact temperature of what oh, that's incredible, Sandra. There is it's the exact temperature of what the water was that night. Hello, Kim. Of what the water was that night. So that was really eerie and really, really creepy, because when you go out into that room, it's freezing. And also you put your hand in the water and you're like, oh my goodness, how did anybody survive this? I mean, I don't know. It was truly incredible, but I had a lot of fun. It was a fun trip. I would love, and I cannot thank maybe enough for inviting me to be able to go to all of these events and meet all of our awesome friends. And the meet and greet was absolutely insane and exciting. I think there was excuse me, there were over 300 people at the meet and greet, so it was woo-wee. It was busy. It was very busy, but again, we are also grateful and also thankful for every single person that wants to come up and meet us. Thank you, Dee, that wants to come up and meet us and hang out with us and take pictures with us. So it was just absolutely incredible. It was incredible. Thank you for all the blessings. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, that was my trip. I didn't make it to the Apple Barn, but it was on my list for next time that I go. It's on my list for the next time that I go. Thank you so much, Connie. Yes, so I am going to head off. Oh, first of all, Jessica, there's this, I'm going to tell you guys real quick before I head off. there's this one part of the museum where they show you the third class cabins, and when you look down the hallway, they actually have a recreation of how the water was coming down the stairs. That part got me. That was the part that I was like, oh my goodness, these people were trapped and the water was rushing down these stairs. I mean, legitimately, you, like, the lights would flicker and like it had like this crazy creaky noise, and then all of a sudden water would come rushing down the stairwell, and I was like, oh, they've got us. They're definitely giving us the full experience. So that was a lot, but again, it's, you know, it's something that I think is really, really incredible to be a part of, you know, the memory of it and being able to see everything. But yeah, it was insane. Like, I mean, it was really, really, really nuts to see. The movie was pretty emotional. I haven't seen the movie in a while. I saw the movie probably about 6 years ago when it came back. It came back in 3D, and I watched that. So you're welcome, Connie. Thank you so much for coming. So when I watched it in 3D, it was really, really, really spectacular. But yeah, maybe I'll watch that this week. But I do want to start. I have to catch up on, I don't know, I know a couple of you guys watch American Horror Story, and I haven't watched the first episode yet. I didn't want to watch it while I was away, because I wanted to be able to savor every waking moment of it, because there's really mixed reviews on it, and there's always really mixed reviews anytime American Horror Story comes out with a new season. So I'm really excited for that, and I just want to get back to my fall spooky movies, because it's, you know, becoming fall and I have to get started. So yeah, Heather's Place is okay. All right, so I'm gonna head off, everyone. Thank you so much for driving with me and for spending. I haven't seen The Nun yet, Lainey, but I've heard that it's good. Hello, Hannah and Sarah. Hello, Hannah and Sarah. So yeah, so I'm going to head off so that I can, my ETA is around 4 o'clock, so I'm not far. So I wanted to stop in and say hi. Thank you guys for being my travel companions. I wish that I could fit all 62 of you that were in here in the car with me, because I think we just have a blast. But I think that when I travel, I'll do more of these, because I love when Melanie does them, and I love being able to chat with you guys, and you kept me company for a half an hour of my trip, so I love you for that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I will be live again tomorrow. Probably no live tonight, because I'll probably get home and literally crawl in the house, put my bags away, and be lights out. So thank you so much for being a part of my life. I love you guys all so much. You have no idea. Thank you for hanging out with me. Remember to always be good to one another. Remember to always create your own ending, and I will see you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.